I've said this before, the WNBA has an Aya Wilson problem, and I believe that. I think the fact that Aya Wilson is the best player in the world, and the fact that she is actively trying to, ruin Caitlin Clark. Imagine you're the face of the WNBA. You've got the trophies, the shoe deal, the adoring fans. Then a rookie comes along, and suddenly you're tweeting about not getting enough recognition. You're calling out podcasters for laughing at your logo. Aya Wilson has built an incredible legacy, multiple MVPs, consecutive championships, and a reputation as one of the best. But her recent remarks about Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever fans have sparked controversy, raising questions about how they could impact her career moving forward. If Aya Wilson, I'm telling you this right now, if Aya Wilson did not say a word during the season, Aya Wilson would be one of the most popular basketball players because she's a hell of a player. It all started when Wilson made some comments about Clark's popularity. She didn't just hint at it. She came right out and said it. Wilson claimed Clark is only as popular as she is because of her race. Can you believe that? She didn't stop there. Wilson went on to say there's nothing she could do to be the most popular player in the WNBA. Wilson, a two-time league champion and now three-time WNBA MVP, told the Associated Press she thought Clark's race was a huge contributor to her popularity. It doesn't matter what we all do as black women. We're still going to be swept underneath the rug. That's why it boils my blood when people say it's not about race, because it is. Now, you might be wondering if this is just normal rivalry talk, but fans and media are starting to question Wilson's motives. Is this really about competition, or is there something else driving these comments? But here's where it gets really interesting. While Wilson's claiming it's all about race, other WNBA players are seeing their popularity skyrocket too. Look at Nafisa Collier and Eric Ogunbowale. They're becoming fan favorites left and right, and last time I checked, they're not white. So what's really going on here? You might be thinking, okay, but maybe Wilson's just frustrated about something specific. Well, that's what we're all trying to figure out. What's driving her to make these statements? Is it jealousy, fear of losing her top spot? Or is there more to the story we're not seeing? Remember the 2023 MVP race? When Breanna Stewart took home the trophy instead of Wilson, all hell broke loose. You'd think Wilson herself would be leading the charge, right? But here's where it gets really interesting. It wasn't just Wilson. Her supporters came out in full force. Can you believe Cheryl Swoops, a WNBA legend, was caught liking anti-Stewart tweets? That's how far this drama reaches. But wait, there's more. It's not just about MVP awards. Did you catch that? Aya Wilson doesn't miss a beat. When Sabrina Ionescu landed the NBA 2K cover, what should have been a WNBA celebration turned into a Wilson-fueled debate. Fans were quick to argue Wilson deserved the spotlight. And when Ionescu got her own signature shoe, the backlash was so wild, you'd think a milestone became a crime. Now, you might be thinking, surely this can't affect how the media covers Wilson, right? Wrong. It's like Wilson has the media wrapped around her finger. When Time magazine didn't include her in a conversation about top athletes, her fans went ballistic. They accused Time of not even considering Wilson's skills. But here's the thing. Time Athlete of the Year is not just based on skills. It is based on so many factors. Let's talk Olympics for a second. During the games, when Wilson wasn't exactly lighting up the court, someone dared to suggest that Stewart was the MVP. You know what happened next? Wilson's fans attacked like it was their job. It's gotten to the point where it feels less like fan support and more like a cult following. This whole situation is creating a huge problem for the WNBA. When one player has this much control over the media narrative, it throws everything off balance. But wait, there's more. Wilson's not done talking. In fact, it seems like every time Clark achieves something, Wilson's got something to say about it. And trust me, you won't believe what comes next in this WNBA drama. Let's talk about why Clark's Nike deal is such a big deal for the WNBA. It's not just about one player getting a fancy sponsorship. This is Nike saying, hey, women's basketball is worth investing in. It's the kind of recognition that can help the whole league grow. You think every WNBA player would be celebrating, right? Well, Aya Wilson had other ideas. That's how much of a stir Aya Wilson caused. She jumped on Twitter, and things got messy real quick. She claimed Clark only got the deal because she's white. Can you believe that? A star player suggesting a rookie got special treatment based solely on race. Wilson didn't say it outright, but her tweets made it clear. She expressed frustration over Clark's popularity and tied it to race, claiming Clark's deal was because she's white, grabbing fans and sponsors' attention. But here's the thing that's got everyone scratching their heads. While in the background, Aya Wilson knows she has a shoe. She already knows I've got my signature shoe coming. But, you know, I'm going to go and enter the Victim Olympics right here and make people hate Caitlin Clark even more. Aya Wilson already has her own signature shoe. That's right. The player complaining about not getting recognition is one of the few WNBA stars with a personalized sneaker line. So why is she so upset about Clark's deal? Fan reactions are all over the map. Some are rallying behind Wilson, applauding her for speaking her truth. Others accuse her of tearing down a rising star instead of uplifting the league. And the sponsors? Silent for now, but you know they're watching every moment of this drama unfold. The biggest shock. Nike made a bold move to sidestep controversy. To avoid offending Aya Wilson or other top black players, they pulled the plug on Caitlin Clark's signature shoe line entirely. Nike hasn't produced one ad or commercial featuring Clark since she turned pro, and despite a signature shoe being part of Nike's agreement with Clark, it may not be released until 2026, according to sports business reporter Ethan Strauss. If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel. He reports Nike wants to prioritize Aya Wilson and fears the optics of giving a rookie a signature shoe before an already established star who just won league MVP for the third time. So, why did Wilson react this way? Is it just jealousy? Or is there something deeper going on? Some people think she's afraid of losing her spotlight. Others wonder if she's trying to stir up controversy to stay relevant. Whatever the reason, one thing's for sure. This Twitter tirade isn't doing Wilson any favors. You think the Nike deal drama was wild? Wait till you hear about the logo that launched 1,000 tweets. Aya Wilson's about to teach us all a masterclass in how not to handle criticism. But here's the real shocker. It's not just about a logo. This is the moment Wilson's image started to crumble, and you won't believe where it leads her next. So what happened? A podcast decided to poke fun at Wilson's logo. They didn't hold back, calling it the dumbest logo ever and saying it looked like a bottle opener. Now, we've all seen some questionable sports logos before, but this critique hit Wilson hard. Really hard. You think a superstar like Wilson would brush it off, right? No. Instead, she went on a full-blown Twitter rampage. She didn't just respond. She tagged the podcasters and sent her army of followers after them. It was like watching a nuclear meltdown in real time. Wilson took this logo critique as a personal attack, and she wasn't having any of it. When Twitter trolls attack other people, according to her, it's Caitlin Clark's fault. Now, you might be wondering, is Wilson just standing up for herself, or is she playing the victim card? It's a tough call. On one hand, athletes should be able to defend their brand, but on the other, this reaction seemed way over the top for a simple logo critique. It's got fans and media alike questioning Wilson's ability to handle criticism. But wait, it gets even weirder. Remember how Wilson was feeling all defensive about her logo? Well, that was just the warm-up. When she visited Caitlin Clark's hometown to play a game, things took a turn for the bizarre. Wilson actually said she felt intimidated by the fans there. She comes out in an interview and talks about how scared she felt playing in Indiana. And get this, most of those fans were young girls. Can you believe it? A WNBA superstar feeling scared of a bunch of kids cheering for their hometown hero. Wilson went as far as saying she felt scared playing in Indiana. Now, let's be real for a second. Indiana's known for its love of basketball, not for being a scary place to play. So what's really going on here? Is Wilson trying to make Clark's fan base look bad, or is she genuinely that rattled by the rookie's popularity? Some think Aya had another motive, trying to sway the All-Star Games location. By painting Indiana as unsafe, they say, she might have been hoping to get the game moved elsewhere. Here's the thing, the WNBA is starting to get worried. And they should be. When one of your biggest stars is picking fights over logos and feeling threatened by young fans, you've got a problem on your hands. The league's trying to grow, but Wilson's behavior? It's not exactly helping. In fact, it might be doing more harm than good. Clark shattered over 64 records this season, achieving incredible feats for a rookie. Her success grabs headlines, awards, and major deals. Yet every time she soars, the question lingers. What about Aya Wilson? It's as if the narrative insists on pitting these two stars against each other, overshadowing Clark's accomplishments. Here's the thing, Aya doesn't need to defend herself or Clark. Her accomplishments speak for themselves. Yet she takes to Twitter, fueling the narrative and stirring the drama, keeping the tension alive instead of letting it fade naturally. Caitlin Clark has been at the center of plenty of drama, but Aya Wilson could end it all with a simple tweet. Just a few words to say she has no issue with Clark. It's all it would take to clear the air and bring some peace. Instead, she fanned the flames, dragging Clark into even more drama. Remember when being called a potential unanimous MVP was a compliment? Not in Aya Wilson's world. What happened next had even her biggest fans scratching their heads. Are we witnessing the downfall of a WNBA star? Here's the deal. Rebecca Lobo, a basketball legend turned commentator, casually mentioned that if Aya kept playing at her level, she might earn unanimous MVP support. Sounds harmless, right? Wrong. Aya's fans went into a frenzy. They swarmed Lobo on social media, accusing her of disrespecting their hero. But here's the twist. Aya stayed silent. She didn't step in to cool things down, almost like she enjoyed watching the chaos unfold. Aya Wilson's social media spiral is no longer just about her. It is harming the whole WNBA. Consider this. The league's greatest star is continually creating turmoil rather than praising the game. Is this really what women's basketball needs right now? The WNBA is expanding, but it needs great role models to keep the momentum rolling. Players that inspire rather than alienate followers. Stars that encourage rather than discourage their teammates and competitors. Aya used to be that kind of player, but now she's becoming the face of controversy rather than achievement. So, what comes next for Aya? Can she turn things around? It won't be easy. The harm to her reputation is serious. Fans are dissatisfied. Sponsors are concerned. And the league is presumably not pleased either. Aya must reflect on her acts and choose the kind of legacy she wants to leave. Will she be remembered as a fantastic player who lost her way on social media? Or can she recover and become the WNBA's much-needed positive force? Thanks for watching and subscribe my channel.